let's get into the top 5 things that you need to know. The first thing being the SEC. So we've got the newest commissioner on the block, that's Commissioner Crenshaw, and she has actually made some waves making her stance on how she feels about crypto. And in this case, for those who are fans of crypto mom Hester Pierce, that's the other commissioner that has been very pro blockchain and crypto. In this case, you won't be a fan of Crenshaw. And looks like that she is not a fan of Hester Pierce's safe harbor. This suggested that back in the day, she came up with the idea that maybe ICOs should have up to 3 years to figure out whether they could get decentralization from a community perspective versus being labeled securities before that. And she thinks that if that were to be around during the ICO days, well, we would not have some good situations out there right now. So that alongside sort of feeling out Gensler and being on the sort of camp of Gensler's side about regulating and believing that more cryptos should be registered with the SEC, I think that we're going to see some more opposition against sort of the Hester Pierce camp.
That being said, it's not all bad because she did say that while she was in opposition of the harbor, she said, quote, instead of a harbor, my hope is that we can build a bridge. So it's not all negative, it's not all terrible, but yes, you're right. It seems like Hester Pierce's proposal is probably not going to get the support of Crenshaw. Moving into number 2, we've got Coinbase. So Coinbase also came out trying to talk about regulation, and they're on the other side. Coinbase, obviously a private company or a public company now that has been dealing with the fact that they trade cryptos and all kinds of these different things, and there's not enough regulatory clarity. So they came together with a lot of their legal efforts, and they put together a proposal for forming a new U.S. regulator specifically for crypto. They want to create some regulation and legislation around marketplaces for digital assets, and so they're calling them MDAs. And so this idea here is that there's going to be, a different type of classification for marketplaces for cryptos. This regulation and legislation will decide which assets can be listed outside of Bitcoin specifically, and it will not govern decentralized exchanges. This is trying to be like a centralized, maybe licensed sort of thing. This is what Coinbase is putting out there, and they've gotten actually some pretty good approval and reception from the community.
And they have suggested their own SRO, as you mentioned, so that'll be interesting to see if the crypto community can regulate itself. We'll see if that ends up happening. Moving on to number 3, we've got Polymesh. Polymesh is imminently launching, they say, very soon. This is a project that's been announced for over 2 years ago by the Polymath team. This is specifically a blockchain self-developed for securities specifically. So it is not designed for anything else other than to be a security token protocol. And it's called Polymesh, and they've actually been announcing a lot of different node partners recently. Those are going to be the people who are helping verify the data on-chain and helping create this ecosystem around Polymesh. And that includes Oasis Pro Markets, Tokenize, Bloxon, Saxon Advisors, and many more. So, well, stay tuned. Looks like we'll hear more news from the Polymesh team, including from their new site that you can go check out now.
Congratulations to Polymath and Polymesh. It'll be interesting to see how this is received by the community. Moving into number 4, we've got Digital, Merge, and Blockstream all working together on the Liquid network. So you may be familiar with Merge. Merge did a security token offering. They're also an exchange based in the Seychelles that provides trading services for security tokens as well as some public market shares. And Merge is looking to be a tech-focused and forward-thinking exchange, and they are now working with Blockstream to integrate into the Liquid network as their blockchain provider. They're also working very closely with Digital Markets, who is very involved in both the exchange space as well as working with issuers and helping everything behind the scenes. So those 3 are working together to build something pretty cool that we'll have to see the ramifications of moving forward.
That's an awesome set of partnerships. That's sort of a full security token stack being developed right there, from tokenization to liquidity. And last but certainly not least, we're ending on, of course, our security token offering. So we have actually started a Test the Waters campaign where you can go ahead and go to Securitize and pre-register your interest in our upcoming potential regulation crowdfunding campaign. We're actually targeting $1 million. We actually launched last week as of time from this episode going live, and within 13 hours, folks, we managed to get over $1 million. We hit our goal within 13 hours in interest, and it still continues to go from there. So thank you to everybody who gave us your support, who also showed us your interest. We can't wait to bring you more news on this.
Very exciting stuff from Security Token Market. I know us and the team, we've put in so much effort to bring something to market and really prove how these exemptions can be used in a legally compliant way and helping to drive the industry forward. And if you want to learn more about testing the waters, check out our segment later in the episode where we break down what that means and how it's revolutionary for crowdfunding.
And again, we are not accepting any money. Make sure you do look into our legalese blog post.